we'd like to sincerely thank our Patreon supporters.
Hey guys, how's it going? We just arrived at Iguanaland. Now, unfortunately, Jerry is not here to join us today, but I might have something even better. Mama Wolfe is here. We are going to check out some iguanas here, and we're picking up the animals that Tom Crutchfield was generous enough to say, hey, I have a pair of Lewisi hybrid iguanas that I want to give you, and they are here at Iguanaland. Hopefully we'll get to see Ty. I believe we also get to see Joe again, who gave us that amazing tour last time. So we're gonna jump in and see what we get to see today. All right, we are walking around this little area with some of these very cool enclosures set up. These were so neat to see last time, the environments that they give these animals. And here is the Cuban male that we got to meet last time, named Philly. Looking real nice up there. You see how big this Cuban is right here? What I remember, he is a pretty old male, and that's how big ours is gonna get someday. He is awesome. Oh. They have that black dragon female in there. Pretty sure that was a female. Hey! Says, I see you looking at me. And this was the Colombian boa that we actually didn't get to see last time because she was in shed, but she is out of shed now and looking beautiful. Really, really awesome. Oh, there's actually two in there. There's one in the pool down there. That is pretty cool. Pretty awesome. Oh, I don't even know if we looked at these last time. Oh. It's kind of hard to see in there. A little chilly for me today. I'm inside where it's nice and warm. That's cute. Yeah. Okay, so. Another neat little environment. Oh, I see somebody's on the glass over here. Hey there, little. What are you? A Mertens water monitor.
His eyes closed.
Beautiful. All right, so we have our two picked out. Now, we were supposed to get a pair, meaning one male and one female. We probed the entire group and they all ended up being males, but we've picked out two really beautiful ones. One's a little bit smaller than the other, but they were the lightest and brightest out of the group and had the most unique patterns on their backs. So there are 3 more of these that are available, and Ty is selling them for Tom. So you can reach out to Ty. You can check out Ty's Facebook page. He has ads for these guys up on his page, and there are 3 more available that you can get. And Joe is patient enough to sex all of them for us and make sure that what we were looking at was definitely all males.
I only had to probe 3 times.
Only 3 times. Oh, jeez. Well, we definitely appreciate you doing that for us. And when it comes to a basking spot for ones this young, do you aim for about 100 degrees?
100 or more.
100 or more.
Go up to 120. You know, as long as it's a small, localized basking spot that they can come and go as they please.
Yeah.
Let them get as hot as they want.
Okay.
I mean, obviously to an extent.
Right.
Yeah, they love the heat. 100, 120. You know, typically our basking lights when they're indoors, their basking lights this high above their basking spot.
Oh wow.
You know, so that we let them get really warm.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it shows in their behavior. Like they are little whips,
Yeah.
you know, all the time. So
Awesome. And you had also said that they will need to be separated at some point if they ever start showing that male aggression towards each other, and they will.
Yeah.
That maybe even as early as 6 months, they'll need to be separated from each other.
You know, you can definitely, you know, like I said, you can definitely get lucky and have better luck, you know, for a longer period of time. But I typically start seeing issues around 6 months.
Yeah. Do these guys, what is their current diet that they eat?
They eat finely chopped leafy greens, variety of greens, kale, escarole, romaine lettuce, green leaf, all the good stuff. And then we put like sweet potato, carrots, things like that in a food processor.
Cool.
That way they can't, you know, it makes it a little difficult for them to pick out the pieces that they want.
Yeah.
They got to eat it all.
Force them to eat it, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you sprinkle their food with the calcium powder and stuff like that?
Indoors we do. Outdoors, Thai, you know, we give them a variety of stuff. So
Yeah. And do they ever get the Missouri iguana chow?
no, we give them tortoise chow, not the babies, just because of the mess it makes.
Yeah.
But around a year old, we'll start mixing in tortoise chow, soaked tortoise chow, into the greens.
Very cool. And you recommend these as pets for people?
Not to everyone. That's definitely the sort of pet that you have to be well prepared and you have to know what you're doing. These guys can absolutely be an animal that could hurt you. You know, I've got animals in the back that we don't have on display that I can't even go inside the enclosure with that animal. And then also their life expectancy is 50 to 60 years. So, you know, if you're young, sure. You know, if you're gonna keep it your whole life, you know, that'll work. But if you're on the older side, you're gonna have to make sure your kids like animals too.
Make sure your kid likes your iguana.
Right. So you'll have to have a long contingency plan.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Joe. I really, really appreciate it.
Of course. Anytime. Always nice to see you guys. You forgot to get some vines last time. We took down a lot, but I can rip down a couple pieces for you.
Awesome. And remind me what kind of vines those were?
I don't know the species, but we have another species of Thai ivy gourd, and it produces this little red fruit, and iguanas love it.
Oh, awesome. So last time we were here, we were going to grab some pieces of this vine that produces these leaves that the iguanas went crazy for. I mean, they were jumping out of their cages to eat these leaves. It was so, so, so cool. And we're definitely gonna make sure that we grab some of those this time because these guys are gonna love it. So we're gonna get these guys bagged up and we'll check on them as we're putting them into their new enclosure. All right, so Joe was kind enough to show us what an adult Lewisi hybrid looks like.
So this is Cooper. He is, I'm not exactly positive of his age, but I've always assumed that he's on the older side.
Yeah.
You can see it. He can see the years in his face.
Distinguished gentleman.
Oh, absolutely. But he is a very good boy if you guys want to say hi. He is a sweetheart. He's one of our ambassadors.
You want me to hold your snacks?
Oh, good morning.
Oh, that's how we like to start the morning too.
Look at you. Right here. I know. Look at
Oh,
you.
that's awesome.
Oh, he's beautiful.
Yeah, if I remember right, Ty's had this guy. I think this is one of Ty's first cyclura.
Oh,
Ty's
wow.
had this animal for 20 plus years.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Now, do you know if there are any pure Lewisi in any zoos or anything?
Oh yeah. There's a bunch of pure Lewisi in AZA zoos, and I would assume that there's probably a handful of pure Lewisi in private hands.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not a common thing.
Yeah.
We don't have any pure here at the zoo, but we expect to eventually. So,
Yeah.
You know.
That is too awesome. He is so, so beautiful.
And he's even a little dark right now, but he's a nice like deep blue color.
Yeah.
He's pretty.
Well, so that's one thing that we have definitely seen a lot with our animals with this cooler weather is they really fire up and fire down. Hey, man. They really fire up and fire down with the temperature change, and that has to do with when they get darker, it's easier for them to absorb that heat, right?
When they're darker, it's easier for them to thermoregulate. You know, dark colors are going to absorb heat faster and more efficiently. And then, you know, you'll see when they're too hot, they'll be very light colored.
Yeah.
That way they, you know, shed heat a little easier.
Oh, he is phenomenal. So would you say on average these guys stay a little smaller than the rhinos?
I think so, yeah. The literature is all over the place. I've seen you know, articles say that Cubans are the largest and Lewisi are the largest and rhinos are the largest. But in my experience, the biggest animals that I've seen are rhinos and Caymanensis, the sister isle rock iguana,
Yeah.
the subspecies of the Cubans. But I would assume that Exuma islands like Fig and Zai and Iguanada and those species get a little larger. Like
Yeah.
the Andros Island rock iguana,
Yeah.
they get pretty big too.
That is awesome. So cool. And is there anything between the diet of Lewisi, the rhinos, and the Cubans that's any different, or are they all the same?
No, they're all the same. You know, a variety of greens, dark leafy greens, fruits and veggies, Missouri tortoisechow. If we want to give them a little extra protein, you know, because they are opportunistic feeders.
Yeah.
We will add in some omnivore diet.
Yeah.
Basically the same thing that we feed to the spiny tail iguanas. But we don't do that every day. That's like once a week.
Yeah.
But day to day, there's really nothing difference between, you know, Nubula, Lewisi, Cornuta. They all eat the same stuff.
Yeah. Now, you guys, if you remember, we were given the opportunity to get some reptilinks and feed them to our monitor lizards, and our iguanas went crazy for them. They got a little bit of one of the rabbit insect blends, I believe, and the iguanas literally ripped the bag open. They were so excited for more. It was really funny. So even though they mostly prefer those greens, they definitely want that little boost of protein in their diet, especially for females that are looking to reproduce, because they want to build up that extra calcium and put that little bit extra on for producing follicles and babies. Well, that is really cool.
You know, I think I asked you and Jerry this. We were talking about something similar, and I think I asked you guys if you guys have noticed any like uptick in the appetite for like high protein meals around breeding season.
Yeah.
It's something that I want to pay attention to this upcoming season.
I think ours are just kind of coming into that age where I think the Cuban is going through some of her first cycles. Mm-hmm. The female rhino is still really young, so I don't think she's there yet. But the female Cuban has definitely had a little bit of extra swelling. It's funny, Jerry and I just noticed the other day, we were like, she hasn't been eating a lot and she's a little extra swollen right now. But before that, she was hammering the food. So yeah. I think you're onto something that they get a little bit extra.
That's cool.
Protein hungry. And we had them out back before where the food chopping station for chopping up the meat for the monitors was right in front of the iguana cages, and every time we would go to process a rabbit or process chicken, the iguanas would climb on the screen and look at us like, hey, you got any of that to spare? So they definitely know that protein when it's in front of them.
I think you guys mentioned that to me last time. That was really interesting to hear.
Yeah.
You know, because like, I mean, here at the zoo, we really don't, like, we definitely don't ever give them any sort of whole prey or processed prey. Yeah. It's always just, you know, if we give them a little extra protein, it's in the form of their pellets, soaked pellets. Mm-hmm. That's poop. I see you looking at it.
Well, too cool. He is a stunning specimen. And the red of their eyes, that's to help reflect the sun?
It gives them a little extra protection. I tell people it's like natural sunglasses. So, these animals, they're native to islands made up entirely of, white sandy beaches and bright white limestone rock, constantly reflecting the sun's rays into his eyes. And that color acts as like natural sunglasses. Gives them a little extra layer of protection.
Yeah, that is so awesome. Well, thank you so much, Joe, for showing him us. You are a natural in front of the camera, by the way.
I've been doing it for a while.
You've got that information on deck. You're ready to go.
All right, I made it home from work. Sounds like Kagan and my mom had an amazing time without me. How much fun did you guys have?
It was a lot of fun. It was really, really cool.
No, you're supposed to say it was a horrible day and that you missed
so
me.
I did miss you.
I don't think they missed me. I think they had so much fun together. I checked in on them a couple times and they were just laughing and giggling and having fun. I got off a little bit early, so I'm going to get to help put them into their new enclosure. I think we're gonna make that as a separate video, and that way we can kind of extend it out and show them this afternoon and maybe tomorrow getting their first feed in the new enclosure and how they're liking the sun lamp. Maybe hit them with the temp gun, see what temperatures they are at basking. We know that we need to fine tune. We had a lot of comments about that UV card.
That it doesn't work. And that's good to know, because I don't typically keep reptiles indoors that need UV like that, so good to know.
We do not claim to be experts. I enjoy the learning process. Kagan is amazing at handling and socializing these animals much better than I am, but I love building everything and I enjoy the learning process, and I don't claim to know everything. So we do appreciate you guys catching us on that and explaining that it's not right. A few of the viewers really described what kind of bulbs we really needed, and we will jump on that and get the right bulbs for them. For right now, they can fly a couple days with what we have, and then we're gonna get the right bulbs ASAP. We will also sun our animals with natural UV on hot sunny days. We'll get them into the small rolling driveway cage and give them some outside time, because I don't believe in if my intent is to keep an animal outside, I want them to have moments of natural UV throughout their very young phase of life, so it's not a shock when they get out there and it's just overwhelming.
Yeah.
I definitely want to say this, guys, because I don't ever take this lightly. When someone lets me care for their animal, gifts me their animals, anything like that, what Tom Crutchfield did is, to me, amazing. When anyone does that in that situation, it is a massive, massive gift. It's not just a financial gift, it's looking at the way we keep animals and saying that they would love for us to have their animals, because they, it's like they're getting the gold star, that they like what we're doing. They see that we care and are willing to learn and give these animals their best life. So Tom Crutchfield, thank you so much. We 1000% appreciate it. And don't forget, he has other babies available. He just made a move. I'm sure he could use the financial gain from selling some babies. So if you guys can support him that way, he'd appreciate it. We'd appreciate it. Thanks, Tom. And don't forget to keep Stacy in your prayers. I believe she is doing a little better, and she's supposed to come home from the hospital this week. So I know that's very important to Tom, and that's been a stress on him. So if he looked in that last video a little distracted, he had a lot on his mind. So please pray for her. But we're gonna end it on this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring that notification bell. We'll see you soon with a very exciting video with these baby iguanas.